upgrading is a part of life. You know, sometimes you just feel the upgrade when you didn't even know it was happening after something that you've wanted or something that you've been trying to experience. And now that's your common. Now that's something that you do all the time or you do casually or that means nothing to you. That past you would have been like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And that's how you know you're upgrading. When you 2 years ago looks at you now and the things you do and those things you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is so cool. If past you says that, you've been upgrading. And I think it is a beautiful thing to like have upgrades in real time without even knowing. Because there have been many times where I've just in my life like wanted something. And I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna go after it. Let's go. And I'm ready to try. I'm ready to achieve and do. And then it just feels so far away. It's like, are we ever gonna get here? Cue The Climb by Miley Cyrus. I can almost see it. That dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head. Okay, anyways, I was gonna go into my whole little monologue moment, but cue that song. Yeah, it's just you think it's so unobtainable, and I think that is a part of life that is a beauty, but also something that is very not toxic, but just it's good to have the goals, it's good to have the ambitions, but sometimes when it's just so hard to reach, when something is so unattainable, you think it's so far away. And then there have been times where I've like been living in whatever I used to dream at. I mean, I used to think, I want this, or I want to be like this, or I want to do this. And then fast forward months or years later, I'm doing the thing that I wanted to do, and I'm just like, wow. But now that that thing would be my normal, I'm just like, okay, so what's next? Because I don't feel what I thought I would have felt. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's really a thing to attest to when a lot of people that are in their respective fields or whatever, they say, don't be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Okay, and I'm saying that to myself for future things too, because there are things now that I'm always like, oh, I want this, or I would love to be like that, or I would love to have this moment, or to do that. Yes! But then I have to tell myself, okay, well, be careful what you wish for. Because we've all seen those movies where somebody wishes for something that everybody wants. Like whether it's like a lot of money or they want notoriety or whatever it is. And then they get that thing and then their whole world crashes down. And then at the end of the movie, they're like, I wish this would have never happened. And then somehow they wake up and it's a dream or something. Or like they undo the spell and they're back to their old life that they used to hate so much before all that money, power, fame, whatever it was, came to them. You see, in those movies and shows show us, because you know Disney Channel loved to put those on back in the day. You know, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that they were teaching me lessons, okay? Because those were lessons that needed to be had. Those were lessons that I needed to learn really early on. That hey, maybe you don't want everything, okay? Maybe you don't want everything. Maybe certain things are meant for you just not to have. Maybe it's good to have speculations, good to have wonder. But yeah, just when you're upgrading your life and you're just going so fast sometimes, it can feel like you don't have any time to relax and try to just enjoy the fruits of your labor, which is a thing that I'm really trying to work on. Because as I am someone, as we all are, okay, because in this day and age, everybody's always trying to optimize something, trying to get better at something, trying to add something, trying to take away something, whatever it is, as we all are trying, because I'm pretty sure there's something that you are thinking about as well. But just I'm still trying to have those moments where I can just literally be me and be happy with the things that I've done or am doing and just chill out sometimes. And I think the part that scares me or the part that makes me like, oof, is because sometimes I'm afraid that if I get too chill or if I get too comfy or if I get too oof with certain aspects, I'm like, okay, well, the pedal is not to the metal. Did I do that right? Did I say that right? Because, you know, I be trying to be hip with the times, okay? You know, I actually never say the word hip. I don't know why I said it on camera. You see, being in front of the camera just makes you say things and do things that you would never really do. Because I don't even say the word hip. Like, what? Anyways, but yeah, just, that's what I've been trying to be more in tune about just, like, enjoying the ride while also still putting that pedal to the metal, but also like not only doing that, because then I've talked about that recently with a lot of people. When you think like that, when you act like that, when you operate like that, you really can't just really enjoy the fruits of your labor. You can't just bask in the now, be in the reality of your life, because then you know how we always have those moments like, oh my gosh, when I was a child this, or when I was a teenager this, or a few years ago this, or like last year. And we romanticize the past, but we forget that the past had so much hardship. Like this same past, I mean, no, well, this same present right now that I'm talking about, that I'm trying to be more in touch with reality, but at some parts where I'm like, okay, no, well, this needs to happen. I want to do this, and I want to go here. I want to do that. But then I'm so focused on the future that future me in like 5 years is going to look back like, oh my gosh, 5 years ago when I was just living carefree. In reality, I wasn't living carefree. Like I was worried about where I am in 5 years, but it's like, why are we like this? And this is why we need to know this thing, and so we can actually be the carefree, not carefree, but well, there's levels to this, but so we can actually be in those moments of just happiness and think back to certain times. Because when I was on my solo trip, because if you guys don't know, I took a 3-week solo trip to Europe. I went to Amsterdam, Paris, Barcelona, and London, and that was about 3 weeks. That was actually about 3 weeks ago. That was so good. It was so good. I just have to think about it, guys. See that? And let's take a pause, because I miss my trip. I miss my trip. Anyways, but see, even me now saying that, knowing that when I was on that trip, since it was solo, it was a lot, because there was a lot of time where just with my big luggages. Well, actually, I had one. Did I have one? Yeah, I had one luggage in a backpack. But my big backpack around the city in the heat with the public transport, me not knowing the language or knowing how to use it or knowing the customs, not knowing where to go, what's happening. But even now, that was only 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, but obviously, I mean, a trip, a Euro summer, like, okay, that's you just put that in the world, and it's gonna be tea. But I'm just saying, like, there were so many moments where I'm like, it was a lot. Like, I have videos and footage that I need to post because it's still taking up my storage, and I'm waiting to post it so that I can get off, so I can take it off my phone, because I don't have storage. Like, I make YouTube videos every day. Oh yeah, if you didn't know, I make YouTube videos every day. I actually made videos while I was in Europe. But, anyways, back to the upgrade talk. Yeah, and I think that I truly want to look back in a few years, or in long years, and watch these videos and be like, okay, yeah, this is how I was back then, and I was happy, and I was, well, not that I'm not happy, but and I was fully there, versus just here a little bit, worry about the future, because that can be the demise. That can be the demise, and there's so much contradictory. There's so much contradictory. Right. We're finding it. So much information that contradicts each other. Boom. Because some people are like, oh, never be satisfied, so you can keep going to the goal. And some people are like, well, living like that is a life of this hamster wheel. Because when you think about technology, how did this video, should I just make a podcast and just talk about life? Because that's essentially what I'm doing here. But basically, so much technology that we have nowadays, we do not need. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was we literally have glasses that can just shoot, just has a camera, microphones, you can like tap the screen or whatever and do all that. And like, humans, we don't need it, but yet we keep making it. And it's because there are people out there that keep wanting to innovate, they keep wanting to advance technology, they keep wanting to do things that make it better when it doesn't need to be, but they keep wanting to, because they have that drive in them, and they have that thing in them that's saying, no, there always can be more. There always can be innovation. There always can be, you never need to be satisfied with what we have. We can always get more. So to those people, they make great contributors to society, because, we're receiving their gifts, and we're receiving from them their lack of rest sometimes, their exhaustion, their inability to just be like, no, always on the go. We're benefiting. But as like the average person to really just think like that and always say, no, more, it's like, okay, pause. Let's live our life, babes. Let's live our life. So that's really what I want to say in this video. We can upgrade our life. But it's an interesting thing when you're in a place where you're like, wow, I really used to want this so much, and now I don't even think about what I have, but I want even more now, because when we always are thinking about something else, but never the now. Let's think about you 2 years ago and how you are now. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully somebody got my message, because sometimes I can just sound a little crazy, but hopefully somebody got it. Okay, okay. Thank y'all for watching this video. I make YouTube videos every single day, and yeah, I love y'all so much. Bye.